Hey there, it's Kristen, and this is our Poppet Play and Spellwork Challenge. And at this point in the challenge, you should have your Poppet finished, at least one, maybe two. Two is always good. And then you should have your playhouse set up and all the pieces cut up and, whatever you want to put into the playhouse. You should also have your list of symbols, and it's good to look that over. But again, you don't have to use my symbols for this. What we're doing now, though, is we're going to be working on spell work practice. I have 13 prompts for you, like one prompt a day for the next 13 days from I think it's the 18th through the 30th. And these are prompts that are, I think, pretty simple, but they will give you some practice in using your Poppet and Playhouse for spells. And these are really spells of manifestation. Some of them include a spell for getting a promotion or a spell for relaxation and rest. There's also a spell for awakening magical abilities. So these are just, again, for the challenge, just practice setting up the scene. And that's really what we're going to do. We're just going to practice taking your Poppet, putting it into a playhouse scene with, different items that relate to what you're trying to manifest. So think about the scene is the spell. And really, what you choose is completely up to you. You do have the symbol list, but also remember your personal symbols as well. I would say to just keep it simple. So I'm going to show you three that I've made. They're not part of the challenge because I don't want to give you any ideas. I really want you to use your own imagination to create these scenes. So the first one that I'm working with is a spell for confidence. And so think about like every part of this, the background, whatever color you want to use for your background for this, for the space or the room that the Poppet is in. Think about the Poppet itself. I use this one because to me, like she's just really a badass. Like that's how I see her. So, think about the Poppet, think about the clothing. I think that this clothing is really dynamic. And so, it looks very casual, but kind of bold and dynamic. So I put her in those clothes. To me, somebody who is confident needs, I like having the rug. The rug is always great for grounding. It also suggests like having a really firm foundation that you're standing on. The chair in this case I'm using really like a throne. So think about, a queen needs to be on a throne. And of course the cat is there because cats to me are the most confident animals. So the cat is actually sitting on the throne essentially. To me, you always need to have a mirror with confidence. You've got to look in that mirror and, see yourself, see your true power, to be able to really build your confidence. And then I also put the plant here because to me, confidence is something that grows. And so this is a pretty simple scene. I didn't have to put all of the elements, all the different items in here. Essentially what you're going to do with these, like I said, we're practicing them with the prompts, but you could also finish one for the day and just set it somewhere where you can see it, frequently. It's kind of works just like a vision board. Put it somewhere where you're going to see it and you're going to have that memory of what it's all about. So this one was for confidence. That's my next one. I forgot to rearrange some of the pieces. This one is a spell for attracting supportive friendships. And so, it's fine to put more than one Poppet into your scene. And so that's what I did, attracting, whether it's a friendship, a partnership, any kind of partnership type of spell to me requires two people. So, or in this case, two Poppets. So I have the two people, the two Poppets, the ground that they're sharing. I think about this like they're sharing the same foundation. The table is always a good one to put in for relationships because you think about people gathering around a table. The dog is, in my symbolic, lexicon, the dog is always like a loyal friend. So that's a good symbol to include. We have the coffee, which is kind of like two people socializing and coming together. I think that the words are really important too with the spells, and I tried to think about specific words for each prompt. So with this one, I said attracting supportive friendships, and the light, the candle light, is what is attracting. That's the way that I see it. And then the window is a really great symbol here because to me, the window helps you to see more clearly. It's a symbol of seeing clearly and also being able to see different perspectives. And so this is a spell for attracting supportive friendships. The last one I'm going to show you is a spell for seeing your life path more clearly. And with this one, what I really wanted to do was think about all of the kind of sources of light. So I have the fireplace and the candle and the window. Because to me, they all can represent clarity, being able to see things clearly. We have the rug. This case, I used the rug really as the path. It's really representing, like, it looks kind of like a path if you were to walk on it. The poppet that I used here, I put her in more professional clothing because I really want her to think, I want you to think like this is life path stuff. We really mean business here. So I put her in more professional clothing. She's standing in front of the mirror. I think that finding or seeing your life path clearly is still about looking at yourself clearly, being able to see who you really are. And then the books are about what you've already learned about yourself and your life purpose. And to me, books can kind of represent the past knowledge, but also future knowledge, what you're gaining by reading and learning and gaining wisdom. So these three are just examples of spells. So each one is a different scene. Again, you don't have to put all the pieces in there, but just think about curating each scene in a way that it includes just the items that you think are necessary for that particular spell. So just remember to keep it simple and just go through those 13 prompts. Just try to add, create one each day. Remember to consider the backgrounds. I use the orange here because to me, orange is a very confident kind of color. So think about the background, the items, as well as the poppet and how the poppet is dressed. And have fun with it.